Hello, freethinkers and libertarians. This is Colonel Liberty. I want to talk about the appalling and insensitive behaviour of Labour Party politician Clive Lewis, who represents Norwich South in the House of Commons. There's a shocking video of Clive Lewis from 2018, which is doing the rounds again of social media now that Lewis and his Socialist Party, the Labour Party, are now in power in the UK. I'll play it for you now.
I'm always delighted to hear from the member opposite. However, I have to say in this regard that when he talks about the tax gap measurement, he is talking about his government's tax gap measurement, not one that is universally accepted.
Words can't describe his behaviour. Perhaps if I was at a 5-year-old's birthday party, I could understand the gestures, perhaps, and hope that a parent would step in and do something. But we're talking about a fully grown man, and not only a fully grown man, supposedly, but a member of the House of Commons who is meant to role model the kind of decent, values-driven people that we expect to represent us in our democracy. Instead, you've got a child in a man's body who's making deeply offensive gestures about suicide, as if it's a topic that people who have the privilege of serving their constituents in Parliament have a right to make fun of. Then again, we're talking about someone who is despised within his own party. Clive Lewis failed to secure even enough votes from his colleagues to nominate for the leadership of the Labour Party back in 2020. This man is clearly delusional and lacks any sense of self-awareness. Perhaps Lewis doesn't know this because he's too busy doing other things, but suicide is a serious issue with devastating impacts on families and communities. In the UK, suicide rates have been alarmingly high, with over 5,000 people taking their own lives each year. The USA faces even grimmer statistics, with approximately 45,000 people dying from suicide every year. Australia, too, struggles with this tragic issue, reporting over 3,000 suicides each year. Each statistic represents a person, a family, and a community left in grief and turmoil. As someone who claims to have suffered from depression after serving the British military in Afghanistan back in 2009, he should be acutely aware of the pain and suffering associated with mental health struggles and the reality that suicide happens regularly. I know the pain, as I've been directly impacted by suicide. His behaviour is a complete affront to those whose lives have been impacted by suicide, including my own. Mental health is a critical issue that demands sensitivity and understanding, especially from elected representatives. For someone in his position to make light of such a serious matter is beyond comprehension. It's unacceptable. It raises serious questions about the calibre of individuals representing the British people in Parliament and the values they uphold. This incident is also a stark indictment of Keir Starmer for endorsing such a divisive and offensive politician. By supporting individuals like Clive Lewis, Starmer is sending a message that this kind of behaviour is tolerable within the Labour Party, that it's okay to make humour out of the suffering of those who end up committing suicide and those who are left behind. It reflects poorly on his leadership and his commitment to addressing the real issues facing the British people. Instead of going off and changing the House of Lords and criminalising Islamophobia, perhaps he should focus on the toxic culture in his own party first. But then again, what do you expect from a Labour leader who's on a narcissistic virtue signalling crusade to make Britain even more woke through invasive laws and reducing freedoms? Clive Lewis is a disgrace and an affront to all of those affected by suicide. His actions highlight a serious problem within the Labour Party and call into question the judgment of those who support him. I wish Keir Starmer all the best in trying to sort out the mess of a government he's got, because he's going to need it. And for the British people, we've got up to 5 years of this mob ahead. This is going to be a long, painful slog. I'll see you in the pub. Thanks for listening, and if you believe in protecting our freedoms and our institutions in Western countries like the UK, Ireland, Australia, and the USA, then join me and subscribe. It helps me grow this channel and connect with amazing people like you who are patriots. Together, we can make a difference. This is Colonel Liberty, signing off.